Hi, are you ready to make a really sweet card? I am, and I want to share how to do that with you. We're going to make this sweet as honey, you're as sweet as honey card in this video. It's very quick, it's very easy, and you're going to love this technique of offsetting. A white on white is a beautiful way to have a very classy looking card. And I think anyone would love to get this card, don't you? It will be very fun to say, I made that. All right. Um, my name is Julia. I'm with Julia Sue's Stamping, where I am passionate about stamping, coloring, paper crafts, making cards, and sharing the fun of how to do all of that with you. Welcome to the channel and thank you for joining me. Let's get started. First is some basic white cardstock that has been cut to 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches and then scored at 4.25. I also have a piece of cardstock that is a half inch smaller than that, so it will sit on there with a nice frame all around it. This piece of cardstock then has been cut to be 5 inches by 3.75 inches. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the sentiment on this piece of cardstock. We'll be using the Bee My Valentine stamp set for these. These are fantastic, and yes, it says Be My Valentine, and it does have a happy Valentine's Day, but any of these other sentiments could be used any time of the year. And this bee body, the wings, the little trail, the bee travel trail, the hearts, can be used any time of the year for many other occasions. What we're going to use is that You're Sweet as Honey sentiment. These are photopolymer, so you can see right through them. I'm going to use some Memento ink, and I'm going to use a piercing mat underneath my piece of cardstock. Inking up the stamp, I'm going to go ahead and put it the correct way. Wherever you want to put yours, of course, I'm going to obviously put mine down here on the corner. Having that little give underneath it, since there's no rubber backing for this, really helps the image come out nice and crisply. And that's all I'm going to do as far as stamping on this. I am going to keep that. Setting this, I'm going to go ahead then and use some dimensionals and pop up this piece. Since it's a bit of a large piece, I'm going to use a few dimensionals because I don't want this to sag in the middle on my card. Now we're going to remove the dimensional backings. Setting it on top of the card. There, that white on white has such a nice crisp image, I think. Beautiful. All right, so the next thing is the bee. I already punched out the bee body with this coordinating punch. This punch is so fantastic, and you can see it has the bee body, the heart that can be wings or a large heart, and this little heart you can use for the antenna of the bee or for little hearts, whatever you'd like. I already punched out the bee body, so I'm going to use the stamp that is the stripes and the stinger of our happy little bee. And since I can see through it, I'm going to go ahead and be able to stamp right down onto it. And it came out beautifully on a piece of white, the basic white. I've already punched out the heart. Now I'm going to put on the wings. That came out very nicely as well. So I think I'm going to go ahead and on this guy, I'm going to have a happy face. You can see there are many different faces you can use. You've got the side eye, you've got a very happy with the eyes closed, eyes wide open, and a little wink. I'm going to use the eyes wide open on this one, and I'm going to have my bee flying this direction, so I'm going to put his happy face on him or her, whatever you want it to be, like that. I'm going to use a little bit of tape, bring in some Scotch tape, tape the wings on. Now I don't need to worry about where the heck they went or what I did with them. All right, and I already cut out some honey pots from the designer series paper that coordinates with this. The designer series paper that coordinates with this is called Be Mine. I'm going to close up this ink just so I don't have an accident with it. And I brought in a few sheets that I have used a lot of this paper already. There are adorable little bees flying around with hearts and some pretty hearts on the back there. Some larger bees with hearts and gingham. Some honeycomb with bees flying and flowers. How pretty is that? So bright and cheery. I love this stripe. And on the back of that are some beautiful flowers. And then there's this one where it has honey pots and little bee trails on the other side of a beautiful sorbet, sweet sorbet back. So I cut out 3 of those little honey pots. You can see I've got my little bee there. So now I'm going to adhere these little honey pots to the front of the card. And I'm going to have 2 of them be down on the white and the third one be lifted up with a dimensional. So you kind of decide how you want them. You can have them crooked, or you can have them be on there straight. You can have them be on any way you want. I think I'm gonna go ahead and have mine be straight for the most part. Okay, a little bit of adhesive. I'm going to use some liquid glue for this and put a little bit of adhesive on the back. Not much, just a little bit. Lay that down where I want it to go. And then I'm going to put some adhesive down on the next one. And again, lay that down where I want it to go. There we go. And then with this one, I'm going to lift it up with a dimensional. That I don't have a lot of room there, so I'm going to cut with my paper snips. And I'm going to lay the dimensional down between those 2 honey pots. Lift it up, because that is where I want this to go. There. I'm really happy with how that turned out. My 3 honey pots. Now I'm going to put my bee on, and I'm going to stamp, oh, I should have done this before, stamp the antenna onto one of the little hearts. I put everything away a little too quickly, didn't I? And put that on there. Nice. The antenna turned out perfectly. Close up the adhesive. I think I'm done with you. A little bit of the Scotch tape, just a skinny piece, to put on the back of the antenna. So I've got antenna on our bee. Very nice. And then lifting the bee up with some dimensionals as well. Put 1 behind the wings and 2 behind the bee body. Taking the backings off. moving some things out of the way. Oh, there you go. There. Oh my goodness. What a fun card to give to anybody for a get well or a happy birthday or Valentine's Day. How cute is that? I think it's adorable. Now move some things out of the way so I can just show off the card. And there we go. I don't think it gets any easier than that, do you? Making a card that is just so sweet. Anyone is going to love receiving that card from you. All the details for the supplies used in the card are listed down below in the description, as well as my online store. So if you see anything that you want to purchase, please feel free, and I appreciate your support of my small business. Please give the video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. Thank you. Bye.